You know, you can see down there, it's a Blu-ray recommendation. And sometimes I recommend things and stuff like that. But I thought I'd recommend this Blu-ray for the fact of it, for its significance, if you will. You see, for any of us that have grown up in the past 20, 30 years, one of the books that we've read in high school, been assigned to read in high school or in junior high, if not both, has been S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders. And quite frankly, when I would read at those times I'd be in junior high or high school, I would read the whole thing. I would read it, I would enjoy it. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that when you look at my Amazon.com/itsfrank/Archie Comics package opening video, which you can find here on this channel, I basically bought the Platinum Edition book of The Outsiders, if you will. So, yeah, that's how much I like the book and all that. In fact, the book's in my mom's room because she likes it too. But for anybody that's always wondered if the movie was ever true to the book, and it was. I mean, the version of the movie we always saw was the 91, 92-minute version. Now you might say, that's fine and everything, it's basically faithful to the book, and it is. But, for some of you that don't know, that's not the complete film. No. You see, just like any films nowadays, nowadays in the present, and even in the past, there's a lot of stuff that gets cut and left on the cutting room floor, and then added later on as a bonus feature of deleted scenes or additional scenes. Well, that's exactly what Francis Ford Coppola had Warner Brothers do. You see, Francis Ford Coppola, who was the man behind this movie, who directed this movie, basically had Warner Brothers re-release the movie in two different forms on DVD in 2005, and just recently, this past week, not this week, but last week, on Blu-ray. The first DVD release, of course, was just like what you'd see on the VHS. It's probably what you saw in theaters, the 91-minute version. The one that's been broadcast on television countless times. But the other version he had released was known as the complete novel. And what that means is basically the movie following the book almost page by page. Now, one of the other things he had done was he also had the music changed. Cameron Coppola's score was replaced with music from the 1960s. And new music was also orchestrated in as well. So, for some of you that may have seen the original version, as you would look at it, the 91-minute version, this might come as a surprise as being a little bit more different, but more acceptable, seeing as though the film takes place in the 1960s. But anyway, my Blu-ray recommendation, and hold on for a second. Sorry about that. I thought my mom had come home from work. She's been coming home early lately this week, seeing as though it's her last week until summer vacation. But anyway, like I said, if you've seen the original version, but you know what to expect. So when you watch the complete novel release, the complete novel re-release, then you're seeing the same movie, but you're seeing it the way Francis Ford Coppola and S.E. Hinton, if you will, wanted it to be seen. It's basically a direct adaptation, page by page, scene by scene, of exactly what you read in the book. And that is why for my Blu-ray recommendation, my first one, I recommend anybody, in Zara Nizarak, I know you're watching, it's Frank, I know you're watching, Israel Decoy, Patrick Butler, I know you're all watching. I recommend the Blu-ray edition, the recent released Blu-ray edition of The Outsiders, the complete novel. And you want to know the big difference between this one and the original? This one was released, trying to see the year here, 2008 they released this one, but they also released this on DVD in 2005, 3 years earlier. But the big difference between the two, whether it's the DVD version or Blu-ray version of this, the big difference, this has a PG rating. It's toned down, and it's 91 minutes. It's basically a two-sided disc. The difference, though, is this one adds 22, or basically 24 minutes to its to the lineup. 24 minutes, and it has special features here, and I'm sure it's the same on the DVD. The DVD version of this is a 2-disc deal. The Blu-ray is a 1-disc, but basically, on the Blu-ray, and even the 2-disc DVD version of the complete novel, you have special features of Watch the Outsiders with director Francis Ford Coppola, and Watch the Outsiders with the Greasers and a Solch. In other words, watch the movie, commentary-wise, with Francis Ford Coppola, and then with the cast as well, like Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, Leif Garrett. You know, I think those are the ones in there. And I think C. Thomas Howell and Matt Dillon, I think most of them. I'm not really sure. Go look again. But yeah, basically watch the movie the way it was intended to be. And I think that's what he originally wanted to do, was release this movie originally as he wanted to, but because of time and restraint that at that time, they couldn't do it. And let's not forget, back in 1983, when this movie came out, as much as people like to debate it, there was no PG-13. There was only PG and R. There was G, PG, and R. That was it. And NC-17. Or rated X, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's basically what it was. So, anyway, I do highly recommend, if you're a Blu-ray owner, and I'm sure there's a lot out there, get the complete novel version of The Outsiders. You will not regret it. It's only about $15, I believe, off Amazon. And if you can find it at a Future Shop, if you're in Canada, or a Best Buy, or a Walmart, or a Target, I highly recommend getting it. I really do. So, that's all I'm going to say. You guys let me know what you think down below, but that's it for my first Blu-ray recommendation. And I recommend here The Outsiders. Peace out. God bless. I am done.